Solving simple equations. There is one main method you can use to solve equations. This is known as the balancing method. In this equation, x has a certain value, which means that the value of this side is equal to the value of the right side. So as I solve my equation, if I do something to this side, for example, I add or subtract a number, I must do the exact same thing to the other side, otherwise the sides will no longer balance. When solving equations, what we often try to do is to get the x by itself, to find its value. To start, let's put a little line down in the middle of the equal sign to signify my left side and my right side. Now remember, I want to get the x by itself, so I want to do something to both sides in order to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add +4 to both sides. Now when I add +4 to -4, that will give me 0, so I'm left with just 2x. And when I add +4 onto 2, that leaves me with 6. Now I'm left with 2x on this side and 6 on this side, and I want just 1x on the left hand side. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to divide by 2. And if I divide the left side by 2, I have to divide the right side by 2. So 2x divided by 2 leaves me with 1x, and 6 divided by 2 leaves me with 3. Let's put the equal sign back in. Therefore, x equals 3. Let's have a look at another example. So don't forget, we're trying to get the x by itself, so I'm going to use the balancing method. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 from the left hand side and from the right hand side. So -5 from +5 will leave me with nothing, and 29 minus 5 is 24. So I have my 12x, which is still on the left hand side, equals 24. So I still want to get the x by itself, so I have 12 times x. So if I divide this by 12 and I divide the right hand side by 12, I will get what x is by itself. So 12x divided by 12 is x, and 24 divided by 12 is 2. So my answer is x equals 2. So let's have a look at another one. This one is slightly different. So the first thing I've done is I've drawn a line down the middle. Now I'm going to get rid of this number on the side with my x's. So it's a +15, so I'm going to -15. Now if I take -15 away from the left hand side, that will leave me with -8x, and I take -15 away from my 7, and that will leave me with -8. Now this is the bit that's important. I have -8x, so I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by -8. So I have -8x divided by -8. A minus divided by a minus will give me a plus, so that'll be +1x. And then on the other side, I have -8 divided by -8, so of course that is 1. So my answer is x equals 1. Here we have another example. This time, our unknown x is on the right hand side. Let's start off by drawing our line down the middle. Then let's have a look. We have a number here, 2, that we don't want on the right hand side with the x's. So I'm going to subtract 2 from this side, and therefore I have to do the exact same to the other side. So therefore that will leave me with -3x on the right hand side and 6 on the left hand side. Now I want the x by itself, so as you saw in the last example, we're going to divide by a negative number. So if we divide this side by minus 3, we have to divide this side by minus 3. Now, positive 6 divided by negative 3 will give me a negative answer. So 6 divided by minus 3 is negative 2. And then minus 3x divided by minus 3, of course, is x. It's absolutely fine to leave it as minus 2 equals x, or I can write it as x equals minus 2. Now it's your turn to answer some questions. Pause the video and try these. How did you do? Here are the answers. If you answered any incorrectly, have a look back through the video and then try again.